everybody, it's the coach, and this is Madden 20 on EA Sports. Up next, we'll see Jared Goff and the NFC champion Los Angeles Rams as they take on Dak Prescott and the defending NFC East champs, the Dallas Cowboys. I'll see you again with scores and updates at halftime, but for now, it's my distinct pleasure to hand things over to our broadcast team. It's Brandon Godden and Charles Davis. Gentlemen.
Appreciate it, Coach. Well, the roof is closed, but as you can probably tell, the mouths of these Cowboy fans could not be more wide open. It is a frenzied AT&T Stadium in Arlington. A moment ago, here was the scene with the Cowboys emerging from their tunnel. It was loud. It's still loud. We're ready for football as the Cowboys get set to match up with the Los Angeles Rams. I'm Brandon Gaudin along with Charles Davis. Charles, good matchup here. A couple of playoff teams from a season ago.
And just think about how the NFL works, partner. 8 teams that made the playoffs the year before didn't make it last season. So there's always going to be parity in this league, and guys have to be ready to go. Just because you made it the year before doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get back again.
Here's Kai Forbath now to get us started. And we are underway here on EA Sports. This fielded at the 2. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Rams offense ready to go to work. And it's Jared Goff who leads them out. #1 overall pick back in 2016. If you look at it, his rise falls right in line with the arrival of Sean McVay as head coach. 2 years ago, 0-7 start as a rookie, but since then 24-7 in the regular season the last 2 years. Now the third leading rusher in the NFL last year, Todd Gurley. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. It's a gain of 11 and a first down LA. So many questions about Todd Gurley in the offseason. How good is the knee? I mean, remember, he had a heavy workload the last couple years, nearly 4,000 yards from scrimmage, 40 total touchdowns, but just 4 carries in the NFC Championship game, 10 in the Super Bowl. So we'll see what kind of usage he gets this season. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Gurley. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49. That's a gain of 13, first down Rams.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Goff going to hand it to Gurley. And he's got this one across midfield into Cowboy territory. Jalen Smith, who took a huge step forward last year, in on the tackle for Dallas. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Now Goff will hand this one to Gurley. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
And on 3rd down, the Cowboys bring in an extra defensive back. From the gun, here's Goff. And that is incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. The four-time All-Pro Johnny Hecker is on to punt for L.A. Back deep for the Cowboys, Tavon Austin. And this will depend on the spot as it sails out of bounds. And they'll say it sailed out at the 10-yard line. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game. But this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football. Because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 from back at their own 10-yard line. Out of the gun, here's Prescott. And he hits Jason Witten, the tight end. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on 1st down, hitting the tight end there. Now it brings up a 2nd and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. That was a safety blitz by Eric Weddle. Oh, free safety blitz. That can be a gamble, but it proves fruitful there.
Yeah, you're exactly right about the gamble, because oftentimes the free safety is the last line of defense against a long pass. And when he comes at the quarterback, he'd better get home and make the play. Otherwise, a big play could result for the offense.
The Rams go nickel here defensively on 3rd. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. Complete to Jason Witten. And he'll be stopped short of the 1st down, right around the 18-yard line. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th. No score after 1 on EA Sports. So on 4th down, here's Chris Jones to punt it away. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Rams will go on offense here with a 1st and 10. As the Rams set up shop for this next drive, Charles, let's talk about where they're at. They're 8-5. They're on a 2-game winning streak. Big win in Week 14 against Seattle. And guess what the key to their victory was in Week 14?
What's the key? What's the key?
Going back to what they did last year, pressure with their defensive line and a heavy dose of Todd Gurley.
Yeah, that pressure led to 5 sacks of Russell Wilson in the game, and Todd Gurley had 20-plus carries in the ball game, looking more like himself now. I wonder if the load management helped him to get him to this stage of the season, but they'll need everything down the stretch, because not only do they have to win out, they're going to need some help along the way. They don't control their own destiny. At Dallas, at San Francisco, host Arizona, they're looking for some losses along the way, especially with Minnesota.
These two teams, of course, met last year in the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. And, you know, a lot of people were calling that kind of a throwback game to the 70s of the old NFL. And the Rams would get out to the 23-7 lead. Cowboys tried to make a late push, but the Rams would hold on for the 30-22 victory. So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. To throw is Goff. Open man, Higbee, the tight end. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. It's a gain of 15, and the Rams have a first down.
Here we go.
2 minutes on the clock in what's been a scoreless first half. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll check in with our Jonathan Coachman. He'll have highlights and analysis of the first half, and our highlights will likely be on the defensive side of the football here. Scoreless game. Open man is Higbee, the tight end. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. 23 yards, the final tally. This offense can certainly move quickly when they want to. 3 plays, 3 pass completions. In the blink of an eye, they've got it first and goal.
Almost felt like a lightning bolt hit in this game, didn't it? For them to get downfield that quickly. And now first and goal, expect them to attack right here on this play.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's first and goal. Now Goff. That's complete to his tight end, Higbee. Only a yard on the completion. It's second and goal.
That was a nice throw out there to the flat, but they defended that pretty well. The hope is to go ahead and put it on him so he can turn and get upfield and gain additional yardage. There just wasn't anywhere to go on that play.
And the ball situated at the 9. Second and goal. Again, Goff. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Robert Woods, former USC man, the intended target, but now it's third and goal. Defensively, Charles, they continue to really limit this offense as far as yardage goes.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been assignment sound, staying in their lanes, keeping proper leverage, and communicating well, too.
You ain't doing nothing.
Now Goff on third and goal. And this is going to be incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. So on fourth down, here comes Greg Zuerlein to try and get 3 for the Rams. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. Zuerlein's kick is up and through. And we have action on the scoreboard just before halftime. It's 3-0. Zuerlein, of course, last year had likely the iconic field goal of the season, booting that 57-yarder in the Superdome to send his squad to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, you really hurt the Saints fans on that one, didn't you?
Sorry.
They didn't want to hear that at all. But this guy deserves his nicknames. Greg the Leg, Legatron, because the ball goes through the post at a heavy rate, 87% in 2018.
After the made field goal, Zuerlein back out there now to send this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. Cowboys offense taking the field again here, and as we've talked about in previous weeks, someone has to win the NFC East, but it seems like nobody wants it. The Cowboys continue to have a chance to open up their lead, but they just can't take advantage. Another loss for them on Thursday night in Week 14. This one at Chicago, as we discussed earlier, 31-24. And Charles, that's their 4th loss in 5 games.
And that is absolutely shocking to me because I do not want to play revisionist history. I thought this roster was good enough to compete for the Super Bowl, and I still believe it's the type of roster that should be competing for the Super Bowl. But when you find a team losing like this, leads to a lot of questions. The owner, Jerry Jones, having a weekly press conference about the status of his head coach, Jason Garrett. But one thing to keep in mind, Jason Garrett's been on the hot seat before. He usually finds a way to turn things around. He's got 3 games left in this season to get that done.
And those 3 games, home for the Rams, at Philly. which obviously will be a big one, and then they finish at home against the Redskins. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Here's Prescott. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Prescott from the gun. Completes it to Jason Witten. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give him 10 there, good enough for a Cowboy first down. Boy, you got to think that having the 37-year-old veteran Jason Witten back at tight end is going to be great for Dak Prescott for plays just like that. And you think to last year when Witten wasn't there, it was kind of a rotating carousel. They had Blake Jarwin, Jeff Swaim, Rico Gathers, Dalton Schultz. But Witten back out there and doing his thing again.
And let's pin the mirrors back and go full strength.
First down, Prescott. And this is caught by Witten, the tight end. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. And welcome in, everyone, to an abbreviated version of the EA Sports halftime report. This one's been all about the defense. Just a lone field goal in that first half. And as a result, not too much available in terms of highlights. But that's okay. We've got a full half to go. And to bring it your way, let's get back out to Brandon and Charles.
Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. These offenses seemingly still back at the hotel for the first half. 3-0 our score as the second half gets underway. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
Let's go.
Out come the Cowboys now as he'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. And maybe time for this offense to really hit the reset button. They were shut out in the first half, but still, they're right in this game.
They certainly are. What I like about it is that you actually continue to play. You know, you just find a way to make a few plays yourself, and you noted it. Right there on the border in this game, they're not that far off. Just got to find a play or two, and they could be very happy at that point.
Second half starts with a carry by Elliott. Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Prescott flush to his right. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. 7 yards there and a first down.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. But sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up a first down with a nice throw.
Prescott on first down. Escaping the pressure right. And now he's going to use his legs. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
Now that was not a bad scramble there on first down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. They'll try and run for it with Elliott. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. That'll bring up 4th. They had the 8-yard gain on 1st down, but unable to do much from there. Running with Elliott. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out. Prescott finding Witten, and he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Now Prescott. Got an open man. It's Michael Gallup. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Call it a gain of 12, but of course not a first down due to the previous penalty. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Last year, Dak Prescott had 3 fourth-quarter comebacks, and he's in search of another one right now. To throw again on 2nd down. Prescott. They'll set up the screen to Elliott. They get 7 there on the screen. It'll set up a 3rd down. Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides. Looking to throw. Prescott. Caught by Cobb. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. First time they've looked his way in this game. He comes through picking up the first. Well, you think about the 2 quarterbacks in this game, Goff and Prescott. And, of course, Jared Goff, the first pick back in the 2016 class. Prescott, that same class, but he was in the 4th round, pick number 135. But Dak would take home Offensive Rookie of the Year honors. Fear not, though, for Jared Goff. He would recover, of course, and lead the Rams to Super Bowl 53 in that eventual loss to the Patriots.
Hey! We're going to 53. Got 4 down. 26, right.
A first down throw for Prescott. And he's taken to the ground, but he was pulled down by the face mask. Here come the flags. And I believe this is going to be a first down. Well, when you're leading in the 4th quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
On 1st and 10, Prescott flushed out right. Now that's Elliott, complete.
I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
Well, we saw him shed a nice tackle on that play. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. From the red zone now, Prescott eluding the pressure. Less than 2 to play with just a field goal separating these two sides. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They come up on a 2nd down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down the wire. Flush to his right. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Clay Matthews adding another sack to his impressive NFL resume. They'll need a big play here. Will Dak and the Cowboys after the sack. It's 3rd and long. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he'll only get this to the 14 as he'll come up well short of the first down. 8 yards on the screen there, not enough. And it'll be 4th down.
It drives some people crazy to see those short throws underneath. They've got to find a way to gash the defense downfield.
And Forbath will put this one through. And with a little more than a minute to go, we are all tied. This hasn't exactly been a battle of one touchdown after the other, quite the opposite. But at 3-3 now here in the 4th, it's been an entertaining game considering just 2 field goals.
Yeah, is it really a football game now, or are we watching baseball? This feels like a pitcher's duel, doesn't it? Nice and tense on the edge of your seat. Have you been scoring this one? A lot of strikeouts and ground balls in this one.
Now Goff. It's hauled in by Brandon Cooks. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. He's going to dump it off to Gurley. It's a 4-yard pickup, and it'll make it 2nd down. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this 4th quarter.
Check, watch 54, watch 54. Let's go.
Goff. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their 2nd, as they'll stop it with 25 ticks remaining on the clock. So Goff, he'll try to refocus after the sack. The Rams now set up with a tough one, a 3rd and long. On the ground with a tight end. And he can only manage to get this to the 45-yard line, well short of the first. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go in the football game. On is the punter, Hecker, as he gets this one away. Yeah, that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. They have a little bit of time here to get in field goal range. Not much. In a tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk-reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there.
All right, we'll see if they do just that. One play has them up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Now Prescott. Going to take a shot for Gallup. And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock. So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Prescott. Escaping the pressure right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Final whistle blows, and we need some extra time here to decide who will be the victor.
60 minutes, just not enough some days to decide who's going to win the game.
And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Here's the Dallas offense now heading back out onto the field. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now. They play fake to Elliott. Now Prescott. That one complete to Elliott. 6 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up second down. Using Zeke Elliott in the passing game, that's something Cowboy fans are getting used to. Last year, 77 receptions, and you think back to his rookie season, he had 32 and then 26 his second year, but he's really on the uptick. Six yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Here's Prescott, flushed out right. And there is Amari Cooper, his first catch. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A big play on the catch and run, covering 34 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Prescott to throw it. Eluding the pressure right. That's complete to Cobb. A gain of 32 that time. Now, we know this offense has the potential to strike quickly, and they just bit off 2 huge plays on back-to-back snaps.
So on the other side of the ball, you've got to go Band of Brothers thought process. No one left behind, no pointing fingers, no accusations, because if you don't, those quick strikes we just saw, they become long-lasting.
Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. To the air again, Prescott. Steps away to it. Oh, Prescott stripped. And now the Rams have got it. Going the other way. And the return will stop them well inside their own 20 at the 15-yard line. And my, how the tables have turned. They had a chance inside the red zone, punch that thing in and end it. Now we're going the other way.
And it's real easy to just look at them and say, boy, what an error, what a mistake you made. But how about the defense coming up huge? There. Let's give them a little bit of credit, keeping their team in the game, because if they score a touchdown there, it's game over.
Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. Their defense did its job, got the stop. All they need is 3, and this is over.
Couldn't have done much else other than score themselves and end it. But they turned it back over to them, and now all they need is a field goal to win the game. An excellent job by the defense. Can the offense finish things off?
Now part 1 is done, now part 2. Goff will lead the Rams up here 1st and 10 at their own 15. First throw in overtime for Goff. And his throw is incomplete. He was looking for Cooper Kupp there. And now it's 2nd down. Another nice job there defensively. They've really stymied their passing attempts, and it continues in overtime.
And for them to do that, that means they've had to be cohesive on defense. Pressure in the quarterback's face, good coverage of not just the wide receivers, but the tight end, the running backs when they try and slip out, and making sure they're active.
And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Defensive end DeMarcus Lawrence applied the heat.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you do in a big way. And what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
So Goff, he'll try to refocus after the sack. The Rams now set up with a tough one, a 3rd and long. Here's Goff. Dumps it off to Gurley. And he's going to come up well short as they rally up to stop him at about the 16. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and that'll bring up 4th down. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
Prescott looks to throw on first, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Now another timeout called for by the offense. They'll be down to just 1 remaining as we step aside here in overtime. And the job becomes twice as difficult now after the sack. It's 2nd and 20. Throwing, Prescott. Flush to his right. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. The offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. That's their 2nd and last timeout here in the overtime session. We'll be back. They'll need a big play here. Will Dak and the Cowboys after the sack. It's 3rd and long. Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. Escaping the pressure right. Now he's going to throw it back deep over the middle. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty. And it's 4th down. Out now comes the Cowboys punter. On for a very important punt here in overtime. A nice little juke. Breaks the tackle, now an alley.
Let's go, boys, bring it up.
1 overtime, how about 2? We need another. We're still even. We'll switch sides and have that 2nd overtime in just a moment. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. Neither team scored yet. Now we go to sudden death. Next points win this game.
How about the tension right now? It is ratcheted up, isn't it? I mean, now whatever happens, points are scored, that's your ball game. Can't wait to see the defense now. Do they get a little more aggressive in order to not let a team just drive the ball easily down the field?
Got to be careful, though, right?
Yeah, if you're too aggressive, you just give up something easy and cheap. But some defensive coordinators, they'd rather take a stand that way as opposed to being nickel and dime down the field.
Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
This is caught. It's Cooks. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. A 3rd down gain of 19.
Mike 20. Focus, defense, focus.
Now Goff on 1st down. And he's going to be taken down. Back across midfield, just across midfield at the 49. DeMarcus Lawrence picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Another try after the 1st down sack. Goff, he gets it to Cooks. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That one a gain of 20 and a 1st down. On 1st down, Goff. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Malik Collins never giving up. He works his way to the QB for a loss of 12. Now another timeout called for by the offense. They'll be left with just 1 remaining here at OT. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Now it's Gurley's yardage here, back at the 41. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. And now 3rd and very long. Are you cautious here?
I think you have to be, because the first mantra of any football game is don't lose it. Then you give yourself a chance to win it. And if you go ahead and force something now, take a big shot that doesn't pay off, you didn't help your defense out at all.
Yeah, especially here in overtime. And he got it. The kick is good. In overtime, he's able to split the uprights. And they will take the lead here in this battle of field goals at 6-3. Now remember, this one is not over, but with the time running short here in this overtime, that could very well be the game winner.
Yeah, remember now, the other team does get a possession, but when the clock runs out, that's it. So that was a well-calculated drive to use up the majority of the clock and leave your opponent with little to no time left.
We were just treated to an absolute dandy in this one. A great finish in overtime with a long field goal. Everybody, including us, on the edge of their seats. Quite a game.
And it's rare that you get a game into overtime that it doesn't turn out to be a dandy, right? That's what we saw here. And just what you were talking about, a long field goal to win it. So definitely not a gimme. So there was tension all the way through until the ball went through the post.
But it did go through the post. Ice water was in his veins. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.